While we want to find a job that's fulfilling and that we enjoy, most of us will not work forever. At the very least, if we do work forever, we want it to be because we want to and not because we have to. And in order to make sure we have that flexibility, we must take advantage of opportunities to save and invest. One of the best and most tax advantageous ways of doing this is through investing in retirement accounts. In this video, we're going to cover the basics of retirement accounts, the difference between pre-tax and post-tax, and end with a few common retirement accounts available in today's marketplace. It's important to understand that a retirement account is not an investment in and of itself. It's simply a type of account with certain features and restrictions, and in that account, you can invest your money in actual investments. In other words, the retirement account is a basket that holds the investments of your choosing. Before you determine which type of retirement account is right for you, you must first understand their similarities and their differences. We'll start with a couple similarities. Qualified retirement accounts are tax deferred, meaning that whatever your earnings are in your investment, they're allowed to accumulate or grow tax-free. Investments that aren't tax deferred could be subject to various taxes each year, such as capital gains or dividend tax. These taxes can eat away at the growth of your retirement account, so it's important to understand the tax implications of your retirement. Being able to use tax deferral in your retirement accounts is a significant benefit. For example, let's take two investors and ask them to invest $100,000 in the same investment for 30 years at a rate of return of 8%. One investor uses a taxable account where they pay a 15% tax on their earnings each year. The other uses a tax-deferred retirement account. After 30 years, the investor with the fully taxable account has almost $800,000 in their account. But the investors with the tax-deferred account has over $1 million in their account using the same investments. The value of the second investor's retirement account is $200,000 more than the first investor because they did not pay taxes on their earnings during their working years. Let's talk about retirement age. Full retirement age for qualified retirement accounts is 59.5. With a few exceptions, any withdrawals taken from these accounts before 59.5 are subject to a 10% penalty, and the amount withdrawn will be taxable to you as income. This means that if a 30-year-old takes a $10,000 withdrawal, they will pay a 10% penalty on that $10,000 and pay income taxes on any earnings from that early withdrawal. Because of these substantial benefits of not only the tax deferral offered by all qualified retirement accounts, but also the tax deduction offered by some retirement accounts, there are limits on how much you can contribute towards them on a yearly basis. While these limits vary substantially based on the type of account you have, all qualified accounts have some form of contribution limit determined by the IRS on an annual basis. Now that you're familiar with some of the similarities in retirement accounts, let's cover their differences. When choosing between different retirement accounts, one of the biggest differentiators you will find, also one of the biggest decision points, will be whether your account is a traditional or pre-tax account or a Roth or post-tax account. For many of the retirement accounts you'll hear later, there is both a traditional and a Roth version made available to investors, but the difference between pre-tax and post-tax is pretty substantial. Pre-tax means that any contributions or deposits that you make are made before income taxes are assessed against your paycheck. For example, if you make $5,000 in 1 month and decide to contribute $500 to a pre-tax retirement account, that $500 will not be taxed. Instead, you will only pay taxes on the remaining $4,500. Because the taxes are assessed against a lower amount, you end up paying a smaller tax bill. Traditional retirement accounts, such as an IRA or a 401k, are considered pre-tax retirement accounts. These accounts are very popular, due in no small part to their ability to decrease your tax bill, but you do eventually have to pay Uncle Sam. With traditional accounts, any withdrawals you make in retirement will be treated as income. This means that even though you avoided paying income taxes on $500 when you put the money into the retirement account, if you get to your first year of retirement and take out $30,000 from this account, you'll pay income taxes on the full $30,000. And there's no getting around paying the income taxes at retirement. The IRS actually forces retirees to take what's called required minimum distributions, or RMDs, from traditional retirement accounts once you reach 70 and a half, regardless of whether you need the funds or not. These required distributions increase each year, which can lead to other planning difficulties. Unfortunately, having a high taxable income in retirement can lead to not only your Social Security income being taxed, but also potentially increasing the amount you pay for healthcare in retirement. For these reasons, the benefits of pre-tax accounts must be weighed against the challenges it can present in later years. Now, let's talk about post-tax or Roth retirement accounts. Roth accounts are examples of post-tax investment accounts. Unlike in pre-tax accounts, 100% of the money we put in Roth accounts are taxable. While this can obviously lead to a higher upfront tax bill, Roth accounts also have positive benefits that could make that sacrifice worthwhile. Since taxes have been paid during your working years, income from Roth accounts at retirement can be received tax-free. Additionally, Roth accounts are not subject to required minimum distributions like traditional retirement accounts. Income from Roth retirement accounts will not impact your Social Security or the cost of your Medicare. Lastly, specific to Roth individual retirement accounts, or Roth IRAs, there is the potential to assess your funds before retirement without penalty. Full retirement age, whether you have a Roth or traditional account, is 59 and a half, except for a select few circumstances. Any distributions or withdrawals taken from your accounts before 59 and a half will create a 10% penalty, and in some cases, income taxes as well. But with a Roth IRA, any owner whose account has been open for at least 5 years can access their contributions without penalty, regardless of age. Contributions are the funds we invested in the account. This does not include the earnings on the funds we invested. Withdrawing the earnings in a Roth account would require us to pay both the early withdrawal penalty and income taxes. Before we go through a couple tips you can use to decide whether a traditional or Roth retirement account is right for you, let's cover the names of some of the common retirement accounts you'll see within these two categories. 401ks are employer-sponsored retirement plans, typically seen with for-profit companies. There are traditional 401ks as well as Roth 401ks that may be available depending on your employer. Roth accounts offered through employers, which are relatively new, are an important addition to the retirement landscape for highly compensated individuals. Prior to the introduction of Roth workplace plans, Roth investing was only available through individual retirement accounts, or IRAs. Roth IRAs have income limitations that can prevent higher wage earners from participating in Roth investing, but Roth plans offered through an employer have no such limitations. 403(b) plans are available to employees of certain tax-exempt organizations such as universities, hospital systems, and public schools. Similar to a 401k, a 403(b) plan can also offer both traditional and Roth accounts. 457 plans are employer-sponsored plans available to employees of state and local government agencies, as well as some tax-exempt organizations. Unlike the other retirement accounts we've covered so far, participants in a 457 plan can withdraw their contributions and earnings before age 59 and a half, as long as they are no longer employed with the organization. IRAs are individually owned retirement accounts which can be used for investing. There are multiple types of IRAs: traditional IRAs, simplified employee pension IRAs, and simple IRAs, which are all pre-tax, and Roth IRAs, which are post-tax. I hope that this video provides some clarity as to some of the basic features and benefits of retirement accounts. Each account that we've covered has its own distinct rules and regulations. So now that you understand the basics, we encourage you to research even further to determine which particular plan is right for your finances.